I think I am live now. Whoa, 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 whoa. We live. It is happening. Let me play some cheesy stuff here real quick. Just a little quiet. And there we go. And then let me tweet. Very important stuff to witness live.
So this is what it takes to be in love. A second of your gaze and that's enough.
Hello, hello, hello. You're just joining.
I've heard you laugh on Discord, but your face makes me wanna say cheesy stuff. Cheesy stuff.
Yeah.
Cheesy stuff.
Hello, hello. Wait, I need to do the pop-out chat. I always forget how to do this. No. This is my own stream. Epic. You should watch it. Wait, I can select it here too. Pop-out chat, there we go. Sick. Hello, Dragon Sage. Yo, Parrot. That's crazy. Good to see you here. Hello, 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 hello. You thought you were in the Discord call by accident. Yeah, I'm just here to scare you all the way. Glad to see you guys here. How are you doing? How was your day? Or how is it going? Depending on where you live. Or your night. Hemlock. I don't know what that is. But I am here. Oh, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Laser Blue. What's up? Yeah, again, not doing this too often, so when volumes are not right or anything else is in some way disturbing to your ears or eyes, then please let me know. I started a little closer today, so probably not going to have too much chatter beforehand. And I see some more people joining. That's great. Hello, VLP. I think that's a new name. Let's cheese out a bit.
But your face makes me wanna say cheesy stuff. Cheesy stuff.
The amount of people who commented the lactose intolerant joke is kind of fun. Oh, thank you. What the fuck? I did not read these comments.
Yeah. Cheesy stuff.
I think it could be a little louder.
Why don't you have 1K followers on SoundCloud yet? I almost have. I even did prepare a little something. Like a really, really small something. Really emphasize the L in lactose intolerant. Guys, if you do it now, then I gotta post it now. That is impossible for me because I'm streaming. You may not follow to my SoundCloud now. It is not allowed. What we do be able to do now, I can speak, is feedbacking some songs now. So I get your SoundCloud links ready, please. SoundCloud is a very good source. I can stream everything else too, but YouTube I'm not too sure. So anything audio streamable would be fine, but SoundCloud looks nicest with my overlay. Beep boop. And you may send your songs now to Stream Feedback, the channel. All right, I didn't know there were these many people already. Dear God, it might take a little till we get to all of these. But I'm happy you guys want to hear me ramble on your tunes. So this is a very wholesome and happy stream, obviously, so I'm not going to be too hard on you guys. I'm trying. Skrillex, Bangarang, absolute banger of a song. And let's go with Artimoltrus, who was first to hit the return button. Okay. I don't know, I've been kind of growing out of like piano intros, or like using piano as a general instrument in electronic music, because it's like the most basic instrument, and if you want to introduce chords in a interesting way, then 1000th follower, thank you so much. Guess I'll have to do something tomorrow then. Yeah, you can always introduce chords in a different way with some more interesting synths. But of course, if you like pianos, then just do a piano. In this case, I'm kind of missing a lead though. These are just chords, and I'm kind of waiting for something interesting to happen. There we go. Okay, this is kind of a lead. This stands out to me a bit weirdly because the guitar is like really distorted and highly EQ'd too. And then the piano is just very mellow and not too processed, so kind of two different production styles arguing with each other a bit. Christina Andreas Poderba Göbel. What is this name? What's up? Okay, the sidechain here is definitely a bit too strong to my ears. Like you hear how it's ducking all the time, and since these are just some more or less chill trap drums, just keep it a little more shorter and calmer and less intense. That's what I'd suggest. Okay, build. I'm ready. Ooh. This is some cool sound design. Your kicks are weird. Is it just me, or are they like stereo or something? Honestly, I can't tell what kind of section this is. I think I just, when I started saying that, started hearing a riser, but I wasn't sure if this was going to be a fake out or if this was actually meant to be the drop, but it's saying dubstep, so I'm kind of expecting a dubstep drop. Okay, here we go. Wait. You were dropping early, weren't you? Or did I miss something? I need to check back. Yo, gotta check up with chat real quick. Your link isn't sending. That is weird. Oh, never mind. What's up, Oswald? Good to see you. Psychedelic, good to see you too. Are donations for feedback allowed? They are absolutely allowed, and yeah, I'll listen to your track next if you want to donate. That would be really, really kind. MP3 is okay, I guess. But yeah, if you can upload it in time, that would be really nice, because then we have something to look at, and I can't really stream Discord, or at least I don't have it set up. Okay. One, two, three, four. You know what? Okay, I don't know if it's me, but because I'm pausing so much, but definitely make sure to have like an expectable amount of bars for your build and like for your other section, for at least for this kind of genre, so the listener knows when to expect the drop. Yeah, it feels like it's like off a bit, like there's an extra few bars of a build up or something. But yeah, that's what I'd suggest. Also, bye Para, thank you for hopping by. I like these kinds of gun bases, but definitely your build is louder than your drop. You can definitely tell in the mids and the low mids you had a lot of more stuff going on about there. So what you can do is get yourself a good spectrum analyzer. I always use Span by Voxengo, and then just look at your tonal balance in the build-up and look at it in the drop. You see that your drop is lower in some parts or even all parts. And also definitely mix on quieter volumes, then you won't get fooled by like you being really into your track and like feeling the drop, and you'll actually hear like problems like this. So the drop should be the loudest section, obviously. Okay, a bit too much of the same sound to my ears. Yeah, I definitely enjoy some more variation. I like your consistency with the flow. Yeah, kind of a classic approach to dubstep. What was that sample? Okay, some of these samples sound a bit random. Okay, so you do have some variety in your sound selection, or like whatever synth you used. But I think all you did could be done in like half the time, and then it would be more energetic and more interesting with more variation. Your tune has 5 minutes. That's like really, really long nowadays. And I'd probably skip this for the amount of time it takes. What's up, Oliver? Yeah, I think my feedback applies here, just the same as before. Do you like making 5-minute tracks? I mean, I'm all for artistic freedom and just you definitely do just what you like. But you have to make sure if you make a track that long, that's even like half a minute longer than 5 minutes, to keep it interesting. And I think you don't have enough variety going on. I like how you repeat stuff, so you kind of have a theme, like with those particular vocal chops and with the style of basses you're going for, and like with the trap drums. I don't think it's truly consistent with each other, like the piano and the guitar, like how they don't fit perfectly together, and then that with trap drums and then a dubstep drop. I think those are some choices that don't entirely fit in the same song. But yeah, I think my poem stands as is. I might skip a bit because we have a lot of submissions, and I think this is very same-ish, but we'll see. Okay, this is kind of a little bit messy to mixed. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like you have some kind of compression or limiting on your master, and then you realize that the sound you want to be in the main focus of the listener isn't loud enough. You just turned it up. But sometimes what you really got to do is make room among the other instruments, like turn them down, get an EQ on every instrument, and like take out what you don't absolutely need. And yeah, I think you can do a lot of more on this particular part. Like compare the volume of your main drums to like the wah, 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 like that sound, and you realize that the volumes, that there should be a little more balancing done. Sorry, I really can't talk today. I feel like. Reusing that sound from earlier is good. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I probably would have just ended the track here right away, because you have your like 2 to 3 concepts, compositional concepts in the track. They all had their respective time, and now you're trying to introduce another concept, which is not necessary, in my opinion, like making it slower, and then probably another drop or is this a volume fade out? Oh no, never mind. Yeah, again, piano in this context just, I'm sorry, sounds a little bit of cheesy to me. But I'm not going to judge. If you like it, then that's all right. And that's all I have to say for this particular one. Thank you for sending. I hope this helped in some way. And let's move on with the next track. If I can't find it. Here we go. Laser Blue, what's up? Can't wait to listen. 20 cents. That is a good name. Your cover kind of looks like research. But maybe they were an inspiration, or it's just pure coincidence. Already really nice stereo. The delay drum feels really trippy, but I like it. I'm a big fan of that. Perfect pickup. Yeah. That's interesting, because we had like 2 new concepts nearly at the ending of the drop, but they, in my opinion, didn't have enough time to perfectly unfold. So this sound design is perfectly crazy, but I feel like you could have started with your variations, like with just using the kick drum and using the dink snare in the end. You could have started a bit earlier. And I'm always a fan, which is also really common in your second half of your drop, to add some kind of backing atmosphere, backing layer. Like in the first half, it's just raw basses, and then you kind of get back to a little more of a vibe, of a mood, at a pad, more variety. But yeah, that is absolutely amazing. Also really cool mood, really interesting build up. I do be a sucker for that. Wait, how is it not notifying me when somebody's donating? I'm so sorry. Oliver, thank you so much for the donation. Why is it not making a sound? I did set that up though. Or did you guys hear anything? I don't know. I guess I could reset my alert box. We'll look if that's doing anything. That's how it's supposed to look, but it didn't do anything. Well, maybe it works now. Anyways, huge thanks, and I'm going to have a look if I can find your track here. One more thing I meant to say to you, LaserBlue, was that because our ears are more sensitive to high end, if you have like a sine wave and increase the pitch of it, it's going to sound more and more louder to our human ears the higher you go. So you can already tell if you have like your sub an octave higher, that is going to be perceived louder. So what I'm going to do is always like lower it by a few decibels, the sub when it's like an octave higher. And sometimes I feel like your sub sounds to my ears louder when it's playing a higher octave. And $40? Oh no, that was just guys, this was the sample. I think you're just kidding, but whatever. That was not a... Okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, check your spectrum analyzer and put it on 3 decibels per octave. I think ProQ has a setting with that. Span definitely has one. Set it to 3 decibels per octave, or like the slope setting. And then make sure it's like on the same height, no matter which octave it played. This stream started... Oh yeah, I didn't even... I'm such a beginner streamer, such a noob. And here we live, by the way. Okay, there we go. Someone knows why it doesn't appear the super chat button. I think I'm not popular enough for that. You need to have a certain amount of followers or anything. No, not followers on YouTube, but watch time. I don't remember what it was. Hold up, let me look for Oliver's submission so I can listen. Do you have a submission actually? If you don't have one, then please tell me. Oh, here we go. Oliver, I think that's you. Yes. All right. It's kind of giving me the vibe of self-made vocals. Kanye West. Or this might be a troll. How do you donate? You can donate via the link in the description. I hope it works for you. Ooh. Bye, B. Love your flow. Ooh, damn. Yo, I wave. 0 love, what's good? No one submitting songs yet. Yeah, there was not a single so who submitted something. No, it's probably because you can't see all the submissions, because I wanted everyone to keep their privacy when they send a link. But we have a lot of submissions already, and are listening to the 3rd one so far. Next up will be Invoice. Only thing I can tell you right now, Oliver, is that I think it's all a little bit too mono. Like you could play around more with your stereo field, and also because you're like clipping a lot, you could induce like really wide stereo, even if it's just with a Haas effect, and then clip it together, and that can create some interesting results in the stereo field too. Damn. This one is also really wide, this lead, so that's nice. Also, I'm not sure if I do know a single Kanye West song, so I don't get what like the meme is here. Yo, I heard a sound now. What's good? VLP. Ah, goddamn. Thank you so much for the donation. I'm going to listen to your track next, but I should probably clarify that it's going to be $5 from the future from now. I guess I never clarified anywhere. I just assumed because it's like the common price for feedback. But it's alright, you didn't know, so I'm going to listen to your track next. So $5, please. Yeah. I'm not sure I know Good Morning. Ugh! Fucking sick, dude. Reminds me of Q97 a bit. You can't find it? It's still there. The category is called Stream on my Discord server in the description. And channel is called Stream Feedback. I absolutely love this track, honestly. That's super fucking cool. Yeah, just play around with the stereo field a bit more. I guess that's all I can say. Yeah. That's epic, man. Huge jobs. You should be bigger. And maybe you should start branding yourself as yourself instead of what this is. I don't know. I am hating. I'm just going to listen to some music. And next up we got VLP, who donated. And again, if you want your track listened to like before the other 20 submissions or whatever, however much we got here, then you can do that by donating $5 or euros, whatever you prefer. VLP, here we go. Are we back? I think my connection just dropped out. Please tell me I'm back. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? You can send me the link in... Or yeah, just in chat, it doesn't matter. We are back, that's great to hear. Alright, listen to this one then. And Zero Laugh, if you do want to donate, then I'd really appreciate it. Woo! Strong start. These vocals are so weird, but in a good way. That was an epic fill. Zero Laugh, thank you so much. Going to listen to your track next. Ooh, I'm really hyped for this now. Oh, straight up fire. if I were trying to be really nitpicky, then I'd probably criticize the kick. I feel like I'm hearing more harmonics than the fundamental. It's a little hard to judge because it's surrounded by that many huge and strong basses, and this is like really, really great tarot. It kind of stands out from all the other tarot, in my opinion. But yeah, the kick could feel a little stronger. I don't know if you saturated it separately, if it's saturated through the master. Oh my god, what is happening? Laser Blue, you're too kind. God damn. Also, Oliver, I saw your message. Can I do another feedback for another €5? I would do 2 regular submissions, so no one feels left out. And then we can do that. But yeah, thank you for wanting to donate more. Where was I? Yeah. I am very addicted to like seeing what's happening in the tonal balance of my song. So I personally would pull up span and then take a look at the fundamental of the kick and see if it reaches the same height as the sub. Like see if those amounts are correct and maybe pull up a reference, a song that you like, and see if like the levels are the same if you normalize their loudness so they sound equally loud. Yeah, that's what I'd do. But this so far is really fucking heavy. I'd stream this. This is fun. Also, I gotta admit, maybe it's also the character of the kick. Like it's very... it's a little small, maybe. Wait, let me hear it. Yeah, it's like... it could be like tarot kicks usually have a bit of high into them, some kind of hat layer or something. You don't have to. If you like this kick, then that's perfect. But yeah, my recommendation. You guys telling me it happened already? It did happen. God damn, thank you for the followers, guys. Since the vocals, I didn't say anything in the beginning because they were kind of half in focus, but here the vocals are definitely in focus, and I think they could have a little bit more body. I know they're like weirdly processed, and that's great, but now that they have this bass note to them, like bass with SE, you could make the fundamental a bit stronger, like the da 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 da. All right. This kind of sounds like a build-up, but it feels like there's nothing coming. Okay, never mind, here we go. God damn, guys, you keep donating! Oh my god, thank you so much. Oh, it's Oliver. Alright. Please remind me if I forget. Oh yeah. Sick. Love the clap. Oh, that fill. One idea that you can completely ignore if you want to, but I really like when tarot drops have a little bit of movement compositionally. So you have the same sound over and over again, and it's a great sound, like guns and layers and whatever is happening. I don't produce tarot that much, but you could have an increase in pitch, like ever so slightly, or have something weird happening to the rhythmical flow, or like a slight frequency shift, like any slight effect that you can increase slowly while the drop plays. So it's you even still get a little bit of that hype feeling conserved throughout the drop. But yeah, this is a super technical idea, and most people are probably not going to care and just enjoy your guns. Super polished track. Thank you so much for sending. That is epic. So Zero Laugh is next. Did you send your where? Let me check if you sent it to stream feedback. Maybe I find it there. Or did you send it in chat? Let me know. Please let me know. Let me know. Yeah, I can't find it for now, unfortunately. So I'm just going to throw in another regular submission. And we got an invoice here. And yeah, Zero Laugh, still thank you for the donation. You put it in chat. Maybe it's going to get removed. Send it to me on Discord DMs. That was too sick and I laughed over it. I need to listen to it again. Fucking sick. I love your flow. It sounds a little too OTT-y to me. You sent it to the right server. I hope you did. So I'm hearing a little bit too many artifacts for my personal taste. And also I think it's a little too high and focused. So definitely get yourself a reference of something similar. Get yourself span, compare the tonal balances, and you're going to see that maybe you need a little less high and maybe a little more mids, maybe less mids, more sub, less sub. I don't know. You're going to see. Yeah, there's definitely a bit too much noisy high end happening. Sent on Discord? Perfect. This is so cool. Yeah, I also wish it had a little bit more tonality to it. So we as humans like to sing along or like even go along when we're listening to something and focusing on something tonal, at least from my perspective. So if I were to sing along with this, I wouldn't do, but I'd do bap 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 bap, and there is like a tonal part to this sound. But yeah, I emphasize that a bit more, me personally.
We're no strangers to love.
Very funny. Wild flow updated. All right, I am ready. Yes. I'm ready. I'm sorry, I totally expected something different. I'm sorry, is this meant to be funny? I don't want to laugh at it if it's not. I'm so sorry. But the yo just sounds so cheesy, and also it kind of stands out because it has a lot of mids to my ears, and then there's just not a real vocal line happening. It's just random samples, and the yo again, that is a little bit funny to me. But I'm sorry if it's not meant to be. Yo. I don't know, dude. Because I feel like this is going to turn into actually well-produced sound design stuff. And if it's a placeholder vocal, then that's all right. If it's going to be replaced. But I think smaller producers or people who haven't been producing that long, I mean, you're bigger than me on SoundCloud at least. They have a tendency to make their serious music funny as an excuse to, kind of as a justification, so they don't have to feel bad if something doesn't sound good, if it's serious. Because if everything's funny, then nobody's going to complain about the mix tone or something. And I feel like that's why people do that. But yeah, I would always recommend going for it and making your serious music serious and making it the best you can make it. Yeah. Anyway. Ooh. That kind of virtual riot-esque sound is like really quiet and like really in the middle, and the rest is like really wide. It kind of works because it's a filler sound, but it could also be stronger and wider. That was a cool fill. I'm also not a fan of introducing everything before as a normal 4/4 rhythm, but then only doing triplets and like a triplet flow in the drop. It's kind of a cool concept if you have it as a second drop and like the sounds are the same as in the first drop, and then the triplet feel is the switch up. But this way it just feels like you see, I like if I can sort of expect what's happening in the drop, and my favorite way to introduce sounds beforehand or like introduce compositional concepts beforehand is like keep the same rhythm but totally different sounds. So what you can do is like do things with that particular triplet rhythm beforehand, but you use it as a melodic lead or something, like do something completely different, but then people will be more prepared and in my opinion will celebrate your drop more. The sound design is amazing. Ooh. Sick. Yeah, other than that, I don't have anything to criticize about this. This was super sick. Okay, that part was a bit empty, but whatever. Nah, dude, you cannot be. You... Yo. Yeah, that was super sick. I feel like you're sometimes also guilty of making your fills louder than your actual drop basses and sound, like how loud the drop feels. Usually this happens when people have like a strong limiter or even with a clipper sometimes happening, and then when there's no bass, everything else is just going to be louder because bass is the loudest thing, and then it's going to get limited the most, and then when there's no bass, it's going to be limited less. But it's like a minor inconvenience to my ears and nothing too important. Sick stuff. Thank you for sending and thank you for donating. The Void of Awakening Master D3 from Revoltix, who just joined to the server today, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I think we're going to listen to this and then to your second one, Oliver. Been struggling with that? Well, you can always just put a volume automation on your master and like before and one after the clipper, and then see which things you want to be sounding clipped or limited and which ones you don't. And that way you can keep your drops the loudest part, and like the most important sounds, keep them the loudest. I think that works. Oh. That's so nice. I love your stereo granular stuff happening. Did Revoltix donate? No, they did not. Super cool drums. They fit perfectly. Ah, the melodic layers. Absolutely beautiful. What, just skip me? I didn't skip anyone. Did you donate too? God damn. I don't see anything here. I'm sorry. Let me listen to this first and then aww. Okay. Okay, a lot to say about this. Absolutely beautiful. You have kind of a fake out and a completely different drop. I think the mixing and mastering sounds beautiful, but maybe you could take a little bit more volume out of your build because your drop feels kind of the same volume. Or like it's even a little quieter. I'm not too sure. At least it has a little more low mids maybe. But I'm really sensitive for that. So if you like it like that, then that's all right. Also, hello, Goody. Wanted to make a proper introduction on Discord before I say anything. I want to ask if there's any rules for sending the song link. Thank you for asking. That is something not everyone does. There are no rules regarding genre. You can put your link in stream feedback. I think we have 16 more submissions, or like 15 before you go. So that is probably going to take a while. You can donate €5 or dollars though, whatever fits for you, and then I'll listen to your tune next. And then also Christina Andreas Kotaba Google. Did you donate via Ko-fi? I don't want to wait. Let me open a private tab. If you have like a receipt or something of you donating, maybe you can send it to me in Discord DMs, but I didn't get a notification and there's nothing here on Streamlabs. So if you donated, if you meant to donate that way, then unfortunately there's nothing here yet. So far, Revoltix. This is sounding really, really beautiful. Oh, you're a DGE. Huh. Wait, let me check. No, I'm sorry, there's nothing here. But yeah, that is correct. You're next in line anyway. So yeah. You're next then. Correct. Kind of a weird way to drop a song. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. But this is so cool. I will probably stream this. Okay, no worries, GG. This is so cool. Yeah, just forget what I said about the volumes of the build-up and like here. That was too nitpicky. It's perfect the way it is. I feel like your flute could be a little louder here because it's still the main thing to focus on, but that's also me being really nitpicky. I always make it easiest for the listener to focus on the thing that they're meant to focus on, and with this kind of a melody, it's automatically was what we humans tend to focus on. So just turn it up a bit. Okay, this section was a bit weird. At the first drop, I knew it was going to be a drop and would have like some funny sound design and like chords going on in a new way because you had a build, but now there was not really a build and you kind of just dropped, but it didn't feel like a drop. It was just like a new beat at the same volume and there was a snare missing, so that definitely felt weird to me. I'd do that differently structure-wise. Maybe just do another build beforehand, or maybe do have some difference in tonal balance or in volume. Wait, let me check. In the end, you have like a strong... And I was about to suggest doing something like that for the drops, but then I thought like, maybe they don't like it that high-end focused. But now that you have this thing here, I'd probably suggest you giving the drop something splashy in the high end too. You can make it shorter though, if you want, obviously. Also, hello DSX, I'm sorry, I kind of forgot you joined. DSX, however you pronounce it. Aww. That was so beautiful and wholesome, and I really would like to stream that, so whenever you're done with your finishing touches and get it on Spotify, feel free to add me and like put it on my self-promo channel. That is very beautiful. There's kind of not really a color-based label for stuff like this right now. I wish Rushdown was there, because I could definitely see this there. Desks. Oh, desks! Like the desks. Yeah. Alright. Now we do have DGE here. And I'm expecting some proper dubstep, although Blossom is kind of a very melodic type of title, whatever. Let's just listen. Okay. Tasty. A little too high and focused for this mellow piano for me. Okay. Sick. Yeah, just you can literally take out high end of your drums in this part. That's what I did in my Snowflake remix. I think they're the same drums in the drop and in the verse, but in the verse they just have less high end. Weird, like there's a high cut on it. I don't perfectly remember. But keep up some of that energy for the drop, and also, right when you're dipping into the space, you're mixing back from a filter on the master is what I'm hearing, and that creates like a tiny pop sound, and that is a tiny bit unpleasant for my ears. I hope you know what I mean. This is so sick though. It always feels a bit weird that you're going down to the da chord like early doing the second, like you have an A, B, A, B, and if these are the two chords, then you're doing A, B, A, B, A, and yeah, I probably just do A, B, A, B. This is super delicious. Kick doesn't feel mono to me. Feels alright to me. Okay. Oh, Dead Dome. Good to see you. I'm happy you sent something. I did it on purpose. That's great. I like stereo kicks. As long as you keep, as long as you're careful with the low end, then that's perfectly alright. Super vibey. Is this a fake out or a build up? It's a build up. Yeah, that's super sick. I'd still have pick any fucking effect that makes it feel smaller. Like you could do a high cut at 8 kilohertz or something. You could do some kind of radio effect. You can do a little bit of saturation, something that makes it feel smaller, like saturation and the radio effect. Or like maybe do it with volume or maybe wash it out. But I'm just personally not a fan of having your build be as loud as the drop. That just makes me not feel the impact of the drop so much. I know you're washing it out towards the end here, but the drums are already as loud as they're going to be in the drop. And somehow I feel like you gotta make them smaller in whatever way. Yeah, I'd probably just filter it. But this is super cool. Hello, Amelie, Melo. I'm vibing. Endless smile. Yeah, well. It's interesting. Here you went with the normal A-B chord structure. Let me check something. Yeah, I guess I kind of also expected a little more variety in sound in the second drop. Like you switched it up rhythm-wise a lot. That's super cool. But you could have like a backing pad that is going on for the whole time. Something that makes it feel more open compared to the first drop. That is just a personal preference though. So you are very welcome to ignore that suggestion. Yo, Stewie, what's good? Me French. Amélie Milo. Yes, let's go. Oops. Thank you so much for sending. Up next, we got a juice mixer. And let me check real quick how many submissions there are. We got 15 still. They're not getting less. Scribe, hello. Stephanie, that's good. I feel like there are going to be more and more tracks. Tracks. We'll see how well this goes for tonight. I feel like my brain is not really functioning as much as it could. What about mine? You said so. I'm really sorry. I'm going to listen to it after this one. I just forgot. Oh, you were streaming too. That's cool. Nice ambience. I feel like this chord has a little bit too much of a resonance up there in the 4-mid area, like in the high mids, I think. I think it could still feel a little more open, more reverby. Like add a layer that has a ton of reverb on it so that the chords kind of wash into each other a bit more, is what I do probably. Because the pad still feels kind of dry to me. The build is still a bit too dry to my ears. You could wash stuff out a little more, I think. Yeah, especially here. You're ducking so much, but the kick is kind of gentle. So you have a gentle kick that's spanned, not too many other percussions, and a whole lot of ducking. Yeah, I think maybe more percussion, maybe a riser that is doing something like this. And yeah, let me listen again.
Juice mixer.
Nice. I actually recognize this as your sound. Compositionally, this drop is great. The absolute biggest issue I see here with this is the mixing, though. Like, I would not criticize anything else about the composition. You have really nice sounds there, but you need to mix them better. The drum, the kick drum, is only filling like the low areas. It should have more presence in the highs in some way. So it's just doing. Right now it's very mellow. I think you could clip more on the drum hits instead of side chaining. I feel like there's a lot of volume automation happening, so that is so much that it's taking out the energy. your main bass sound or like chord stack, like the wom 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 wom, is very mid and high mid heavy to my ears, and it's taking up the space you need for your melodic lead. So what you did is turn up the melodic lead a lot, and that makes it like really resonant. So what I would do is put some soundgodizer on the womp womp womp, maybe even because on preset A, soundgodizer on FL Studio at least, it gives it kind of this tonal balance curve. So it's taking out a little bit of the mids and it's making it sound full in general, but usually there's mostly high end and low end. And for this kind of sound, this would be perfect, in my opinion. And definitely make some room in the area where the melodic lead is present. So EQ that out a bit. And then, I don't know, I think your melodic lead could have more texture to it. Or texture is not the right word. More harmonic content. I think it's... Can you poop on London December 8th? Total the car? Oh, that is, you mean because my stream title is... Okay. Yeah, so this is more of a joke. So I'm trying to keep it wholesome and helpful in the stream. But if you want to send your song for feedback, then please do so on my Discord server. Links are in the description. Yeah, so I probably saturate the lead because the fundamental is very strong of the lead, but it doesn't have too much else of it. If that makes sense. And then turn it down a bit, yeah. Yeah, turn up the clap a bit and clip it together with the kick is what I do too. Yeah, otherwise this is cool. Gotta jump on the honey train. Okay, why would you do that? No. Is this a different song? It's not a different song. You want to switch genres, and that is amazing. I love that. But just please get rid of the space. Oh, alright. Sorry, Shy. Yeah, you can watch the stream afterwards then. Yes. Thank you for joining by anyway. Joining by. God, my English is awful. Your submission is not going to be in vain. I didn't reach your ones net yet, but I'll listen to it when the time comes. Wait, Shy, yours is actually next. If you're still hearing this. Got 9, then Dragon Sage, then Oswald. I also felt like this transition was a little rough. Yeah, that's definitely too rough. You need to introduce more electronic instruments to lead back to the electronic part. And maybe an electronic drum fill or like something glitchy. Yeah, I don't know. Isn't Oliver next? Yes, Oliver is next. Oh, god damn it, I need to pull up their submission. So I don't forget. Oliver, where is it? Here we go. Okay. I'm so sorry. Thank you for reminding me. I'm a little forgetful sometimes. Yeah, you definitely can experiment around with more ear candy and more backing layers.
Juice mixer.
Heck yeah. No, please don't just have a downshifter as an outro. That is unacceptable. That either needs to be filled, or you make it like really short, or you reverb it out together with something else. I'm sorry. Oh my god, stop skipping the line. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. Okay. So here we got Oliver, who donated twice. Thank you again. Ah, that kick is perfect. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first track where I don't have anything to criticize. It's everything you'd expect from this kind of genre. It slaps. It's fucking sick. Super, super cool sound design. The clip-in feels good with this track. And I hope it's not bothering you that I don't have anything to say about this. But again, thank you for donating. And thank you for sending... Whoop, 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 whoop. Beep, beep, beep. Now we go with Shy. Wait, why did they send 2 tracks? Which one am I going to listen to? The first one, probably. This Oliver guy is pretty cool. I kind of feel like you have a different alias that is already more popular. Like, you kind of remind me of JPKY, like Japanese, if you know them. And it wouldn't surprise me if that is like you in with a different alias, or just somebody else, because it sounds like you really know what you're doing. But yeah. Zef's hit 1K followers now, right? He did, and he's going to do something about it tomorrow, I guess. Like just a small something. If you have the time to upload it to SoundCloud, then I would prefer SoundCloud, because you never know what people put on their YouTube videos. I've seen some really bad things happening with that on other streams. But yeah, if it's on, if there's no other way, then I can do YouTube too. This is kind of quiet though. Oh. Vibey intro. No, it says ambient on the tag. I don't think it's an intro. I think it's just a vibe. And actually a really beautiful one. I don't think someone put me back to 998. I think it's just the old tab. Yay! This is super nice. think the Reese is a tad loud. Like the sub is really filling my ears. But I don't know what the common tonal balances are for this genre. I think you could have taken a little longer to introduce this, like coming in. Like maybe start with a high pass filter and then slowly open it up towards the lower parts. And I think you could fill the treble or like the high end in general. Hello Azzy. We are listening to regular submissions and there are around 17 left. So if you were to donate €5 or $5, your song would be the next to listen to. I'm sorry. This is fucking beautiful. Also sorry for swearing. Tune. It's truly a tune. Yeah, some ear candy here and there. A little less sub maybe. A little more high end maybe. And that's everything I can say about this. Thank you for sending. Don't be shy about it. If that's the reason your name is Shy. Because it's beautiful. There's also a lot of cool people in this community. Oh. Happy to have you here. Really enjoyed the stream so far too. And obviously your submission. Ooh! This is tickling my... whatever. Oh, goddamn. How do I say this? Do you know what from 0 to 100 means? Like, do you have any idea what you just did? You cannot have like one reverby, interesting, experimental, melodic, tonal instrument and then just filter your drop in like it's a good transition just because you're filtering it. It's not a bad transition. We have a transition. It's technically there, but just give it some time, dude. Give it a riser, please. And also you're not like clipping hard, but you're clipping over the top extremely hard. To the point where you're kind of missing clarity to my ears. Let me listen again. Yeah. I like the sound design, but what I'm mostly hearing is clippiness and resonance and sub, and not too much of the sound design. Unfortunately. I love how goofy this is. Honestly, this didn't feel like goofy to me. Second drop needs a bit of refinement. Alright. So noisy and so loud. I'm sorry. I think this track could really profit if you just made it a little quieter. No, I actually really like this intro and this part in between. It's so chill and yet kind of eerie. What do you mean? The second drop needs a bit of refining. It's like just as strong. It has a different flow, and I'm still only hearing clipping. I shouldn't hate so much. I'm sorry. This is cool. That is very quiet. Jungle Siren always goes hard. I don't agree and don't disagree. I cannot imagine what is coming next. It's so quiet beforehand. Yeah, I'm also, I assume you're clipping on the master, and that way it's impossible for you to have backing atmospheres that are not affected by the clipping. And I'd really advise you to get some variety into these drops and make them sound less dry by adding like atmospheres and like more of that eerie stuff you have in the intros, like a little pad here and there, something really convoluted. Yeah, definitely different ways to approach this, but this is all going to get like super crunchy and super fluttery if you clip on the master. So I would definitely advise you to rethink your process on this and decide for each sound individually how clippy you want it to sound, and definitely volume compensate while you dial up the clippiness. So if you dial up the clippiness, it's going to be turned down a bit, and the only thing you hear is how it changes the sound, and then you're going to realize that less clipping is a bit more actually for this. I'm very sure about that. And then you can still saturate your drums a bit and do like make them sound loud, but you still have room for like cleaner parts, cleaner layers. Yeah. Because otherwise this is really cool. Exactly what Oliver just said. If this wasn't so random, it would be so sick. You're not really consistent with any of the rhythms you had. What I'm going to remember about your tune is how the sound design sounded, but not like any particular rhythm or melody, because you're not using anything of the verse in the drops or the other way around. All right, that is surely a long track, but not too long, I think. Sorry. Yeah. Keep it up. Now that I shat on your music so much, I feel sorry, and I feel thankful that you sent your track, and I'm excited to hear what you're coming up next with. That said, we got Dragon Sage. Dragon Sage, which one am I going to listen to? I can't do 2 submissions per person. I'm sorry. I'm going to pick the first one then. And here we got aphotic. Sorry for the lack of build ribbon intro though. Okay. That's sick. A bit too high in focus, I'd say. Also a bit too noisy up there. I like the composition. Yeah, this is cool, but definitely grab yourself a reference. Maybe not Astaroth or something, because they're also really, really, really bright in their mixdowns. I mean, they sound great though. But like something, maybe that's a good idea. Compare it with Infect, because Infect is, I think, one of the most popular producers who sticks to more classical rhythm mixdowns and masters. So with more low mids, with less high end, and not as loud, and then you can kind of find your compromise in there. But yeah, referencing is definitely what I'd advise you to do here. Otherwise, compositionally, this is great. Sounds, I really like the vibrato call and then the bass shots as a response. That's great. And also, because this was so short, we can listen to the second one too. That is not a problem. Oops. Okay. I kept thinking whether I was just tripping or you were like switching up in a lot of places where I didn't expect it to. Like usually you switch up after 4 bars, 8 bars, 16 bars, whatsoever. But I feel like there were a lot of switches in unexpected sections, and then it kind of made me lose track of where we are in the drop. Like when is it going to be over? When is going to be the real switch up? When am I going to go the hardest as a listener? Also generally, Tonal Balance still has the same problem as the song before. So it might be your headphones or whatever you mix on. I think there's a lot of high mids and a lot of high end in general. And yeah, maybe you have like car speakers or somewhere else, like a different sound system you can check it on. That would be good. Yeah, otherwise this is cool. Really experimental, and I like the ideas in here. Sometimes it feels a bit dry, but I mean, it's an idea. So thank you for sending. Hope this helps in some way. Now we got Oswald, more secret collabs for, oh my god, how long is that collab EP going to be? I can't wait to hear it. At this rate, you hear this entire EP before I even release it. Well, and I'm going to be completely forgetting about it because I'm a very forgetful person. I often listen on several speakers, but then do more referencing. Like, I'm not sure if I'm saying this too much, but to my ears, when I put a fairly similar song above mine and like switch between them right away with no pauses in between in FL Studio, then I'm missing an English word. I'm immediately listening to hold up, Dragon Sage. Oh, you're too kind. Thank you for the $20. You that's so kind of you. I just said a few words on like a few ideas of yours. There wasn't too much to say. That is very, very kind of you. What was I about to say? Yeah, like switch back and forth between a song of yours and a different and a similar song by like a Monster Cat artist or something that sounds like well mixed to you. And I think you're going to see on Span and hear on with your ears that there are strong differences in tonal balance. Enough said about that. Let's go ahead and listen to some Oswald. Heck yeah. I would love if there was something to point me to the downbeat, because I know it's already there. I know some people do this on purpose, like they want to trip you into thinking the downbeat is somewhere else, and then the beat drops and it's actually a little bit beforehand or a little bit later. But in your case, you can already tell where it is because the I listen with my ears, gotcha. You can already tell where it is because you have the Reese going on there. So I just make it easier for the listener by having like the tiniest ride or head, like that's what I do. Otherwise this is feeling a little bit dry. Okay, these drums are sounding weird. It sounds like they only have like low sub and high end. Is this a notch filter that is going to be removed in a bit, or are they going to stay this way? Either way, I would probably not recommend doing that, because when they drop these drums, they just sound weird to me, honestly. Yeah, the kick is super quiet, and the clap I just hear as like high-end noise. It really doesn't have any clapping to it, you know? I like the hawk though, or whatever it was. I see. I can get into this. I think the tonal balance is off. Like, let me just... direct to the shark. That is unfair because Sharks is louder, but you can definitely tell that there's a lot of more mids and like low mids and a little less high end, and the drums have more presence. And when referencing, then obviously turn down your reference or turn it up so they sound just as loud as yours. I don't think you have to worry about loudness too much when you're starting off, or like even later. It's not that important anymore. But make sure to match like the tonal balance, because yours is really off, I gotta admit. Compositional wise and sound design wise, I really like this. I need to listen to it drop again. The sub feels a little weird here, like the note is playing. Like it's saying the and I'm not sure if it perfectly fits the chord. I think it should be da 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 da. Maybe that's just me. I think the problem is that you have like pitch map on your stuff, or like retune, and they are just staying in the main chord of your key, like da 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 da. You're staying in that chord while sub is moving up. So either you should adjust your pitch map on while the sub is going up, so it's being da 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 da, or yeah, move the sub differently. Or I think that happens quite often when people use pitch map or like any kind of resonator in color base, that they're too set on the chord that they have, and because I think with pitch map it's really hard to just automate stuff, so it's a different chord. You'd probably have to have like two instances and then automate the mix down the mix. Yeah, that is my feedback. Yeah, this color base white thing is really sounding like a shark sample. I thought this sound was going to be more of a melodic lead, but then it kind of went away again. I think it would be a good idea to have it like play a little melody, but you do you. Okay, this definitely has the wrong chord on it in its pitch map thing or whatever. Like it's saying da 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 da, but it should be da 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 da. It's an eagle, that was the word I was looking for. Not a hawk. Is it? Here's again the thing happening where your main sound is getting louder during the drop because there's some limiting happening. And then because there's bass, the main sound is going to be turned down. But what actually should be happening is that your main sound, like the stays the same volume, and then you add sub and drums and the other stuff to it, and it sounds like more. So if I'm focusing on the main sound, it shouldn't feel like less, but like more, you know? It's a hawk. Okay, never mind. Not too sure which one of those two make those sounds in the English language, but yeah. Also, a sub could use some more harmonics, I think. It's like really mellow. I think the chords are getting a bit lost here, I'm sorry. Like you had some da da going on, but the chord should be da da. I think again the same as beforehand here. I can look up the notes if you want me to, but I think you know what I mean already. Sounds a bit unclear. That was a cool fill. I think the fill was louder again than the part beforehand. Not too bad. Yeah, your composition is definitely cohesive, and I like the concept of the whole track. Yeah, mainly fix the tonal balances, and then make sure the chords are always like right, and then the sub notes fitting along with it. That's what I should suggest. But otherwise, keep it up, and thank you for sending. Now, we got Teta, and 12 more songs after that. And if you do want to skip the queue, you're free to donate $5 or €5. But if you don't want to, that is perfectly all right. I, as always, cannot guarantee that we get to all submissions, because I do get tired at some time. But for now, we are good. Let's listen to this. Ooh, all right. That's sick. I think your sub is doing a little too much pitch bending. Like it doesn't even reach the bottom note. It's just like a do 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 do. If you like that, then that's okay, all right. But I'd probably do it differently. But whatever. I always have the chat in front of the cover, so I don't see. But this do be a fire cover. We are back. Are we back? I'm so sorry about this. Connection seems to be dropping out today a few times. Are we back? Please tell me if we are back, so I'm not speaking into a void. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? I also think there's kind of a delay. We back. All right. Also, I think there's a lot of this area there. So be careful with the high end, please. It's like really short and punctual. That is perfect, but it's on the verge of being too ear piercing for my ears. Yeah, your chords are going under a bit. I wish it was a little more tonal, but again, your basses are mad and they're beautiful, so that is cool if you want to keep it like that. I'd probably make it a little more clear with your chord progression. 10 seconds, that's alright. I think 8 seconds is default on Streamlabs. Sorry, that was a rough transition. You can delay out your last bass bit to transition a bit into this, and you can also filter them out a bit earlier when you're going back to a build-up. You can also introduce some of the claps from the build-up beforehand and maybe filter them in or volume fade them in. But yeah, definitely transition a bit more. Also, again, I feel like recommending a little bit of movement on your main sound, on your main bass. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool sound that you can use as much as you use it. Usually I'm like, maybe use a different sound in the second half. It's fine for this sound, but you can still give it a little bit variety by having it slowly increase in pitch, or like having another effect on it that is slightly changing, maybe like a vibrato or anything crazy as this one. Hello Akudo, good to see you. And that is completely optional, obviously. That is what I do to keep it a little more interesting. Like the bass on the downbeat of your drop should have, in my opinion, it should have as much high-end presence as the basses, and because it's like the downbeat, it's your drop moment, and right now it sounds like your gunshot basses or disperser basses, whatever you want to call them, are a lot more present than that downbeat bass. So mad. Yeah, also turning a bit too loud here. I don't know if it was that way before him. Yeah. I like your flow, but it's the clippiness makes it a bit too noisy in my opinion. Akudo, I would love to listen to your submission right away, but if I make exceptions like this, then that would be unfair to the others, and I don't want to start doing that. So unfortunately, I'll have to send you to the stream feedback channel on my Discord server. Or if you want me to listen right away, then of course you can donate, but of course I don't expect everyone to want to do that, right? So for now, I'm just going to continue listening to Alexei, who are the first person to submit MP3. So let me know if you cannot hear the following. But here's what they said. I'm fairly new to Tear Out. I know it's not perfect, but I'm proud of it. Feedback would be greatly appreciated. All right, that's what I'm here for. not hearing it. Okay. Yeah, then just shoot your song in. Oh, you prefer sending in DMs? The chat is going to be hidden so no one can see. But yeah, you can send it wherever you like. Okay, this is kind of quiet. But can you guys hear this? The chat isn't hidden at the moment. Then that is because you're staying in there. If you leave the chat, then it's going to be hidden. I can hear it, that's great. All right, so notes on this intro. I think you have, you know how to make something eerie, like to create tension doing that, but I'm kind of missing a bit of a bass root note. Like there is this bass that's going dot, 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 and I want more, I want to raise on this root note and like more stuff to suggest we are in a key. Like even though Tear Out is mostly atonal, I would love to be in a key so I know. Because it gives me a feeling of comfort, I guess. And also I don't perfectly know what to focus on here. You have this thing, but it's really quiet, and also the kick drum is pretty quiet in this build. And these LFO'd panned things are like the loudest thing in your mixdown, so that is naturally what I'm forced to focus on, although it seems like a backend layer. Yeah, the kick is definitely a little too quiet in my opinion. Okay. That is heavy. For me, it's a little too atonal because you have this strong pitch bend on it. So it's more like do 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 do. And yeah, I'd love if there was more of a root note. And also it's a little too let me check again. Yeah, I like your sound design, but it's a bit too noisy for me. That happens through saturation and distortion and clipping. Don't know which one it is, but your main distorted sound has, to my ears, a little tonality and mostly like really a noisy texture to it. Yeah, it could sound a little clearer, but then again, it's Tear Out, so I know a lot of stuff in this genre is fairly noisy, and yeah, it's all right, I think. I think what's mainly bothering me is the mix down and like the tonal balance. This might be a problem of your headphones or like the sound system you're listening on, but I'd pull up a reference of like a similar track, a Tear Out track that you like the mix down of, and then switch back and forth between this one and yours, and you're going to hear that yours has, if I'm not mistaken, more high mids and like a little lack of sub and like treble and mids. I don't know, it feels like this kind of a curve to me. But also my headphones are not the best. I usually mix on my speakers and then check it back on the headphones. But yeah, get yourself a reference. The sound of the snare is pretty cool though. Yeah, at this point it just feels a little like it's trying to hurt my ears a bit. I'm sorry. Alright, Revoltix. If that means you're heading out, then bye-bye. Thank you for joining by. For coming by. Yeah, I think those are my main issues with this. If it was more focused on the root node and like the mix was a little clearer, then I'd be happy to listen to this. For anyone who's just joined, we're listening to Alexei's first tarot try, and they send this on Discord only. This fill was a bit weird. I don't know what happened there with the filter. All right. Yeah, I think what I like most about your track is like the ambience and like how eerie it is. That you managed to do really well. I think I'm going to close the queue for today. Because we cannot manage to listen to too many tunes more. But I saw someone just joined back in, and yeah, I might get to you in a second. Who was it? Ranscom. Extreme sip, yeah, and you know what? I'm just going to take one more extreme sip even. That is crazy. You guys stay hydrated, please. That is important to me. Yeah, Akudo, I checked when you sent yours. I'm going to listen to it after Rai's submission. I love hydration. Yeah, it's crazy. We all do, don't we? I don't know how to mix vocals. Please help me, I'm dying. Cool piano. Are these your vocals?
Can't help but wonder if this fake love is killing me. So much time spent.
You don't suck. That's really cool. Not many people are brave enough to sing on their own songs and like even send it to a stranger from the internet and have them play it on stream. No, they are really cool. Yeah, when singing, I definitely advise you to brutally open your mouth, like to the point where it feels really weird, but then you get to articulate way better what you're saying, and you have more room for your voice to come out. And I think your mixdown is fine. You have a little bit of noisy texture in the high end, which I'm not sure how that comes. Like maybe you watched my Rewind Remix vocal tutorial and like wanted to copy that. I think for this kind of a drier, more acoustic approach, it doesn't necessarily fit. Like you could keep the high end a bit cleaner. So like less saturation. But wait, you're dropping into a metal thing. I don't want to judge too early. That one note though felt a little off, but the other ones were alright. Like you're saying, killing me, but what you want to say is killing me. Look, I'm like smiling wide. If you do that and like get a little more air, a little more pressure behind your notes, then I think you can hit it a little better too.
So much time spent, can't help but love.
Your kick makes the whole thing clip. a bit. If that's intentional, then that's okay. So far, it felt clean enough to make me assume you don't want to clip. So maybe, yeah, make the whole thing a bit quieter. Make the snare a bit louder. Get rid of, like, put a low cut on the crash and maybe the hi-hats in general. Put some reverb and maybe delay on your vocals. If there already is some, then maybe turn it up a bit. And what you also can do is like compress afterwards. I think you're already compressing, so just put the reverb before the compressor. And so we can hear the reverb tails best when you're not singing, and when you're singing, we're hearing your perfect vocals. Yeah, sometimes it sounds like you're not planning perfectly beforehand which note you want to hit. Like you don't have your perfect your melody beforehand. Sometimes this happens to me too. Like then I record vocals and then I'm like, what was this note meant to be? And that was weird. And then record that particular part again and make sure to pay attention to the exact notes you want to hit. Ooh, we got a donation. Who is it? My last one, I swear, Oliver. Goddamn, that's so kind of you. Again, we might need to wait a bit, or like, I'm going to listen to iWave after this one at least. Because they've been waiting for really long, probably. And you can send in DMs because I closed the channel, and then I'm going to listen to it afterwards. And remind me if I do forget. Oh, sick. A little bit too much dispersion for my taste. Ooh, sick. Super sick. Super sick. There was some filter on the master, like on the build-up. That was a bit too strong because like the vocals were cutting out. I always have the vocals were getting quieter because of it. I think they should be upfront in this pre-drop part. So I will always have a pre-master where almost everything is going through, and then for these particular occasions, like vocals, I usually put directly to the master because then they're not going to be affected by this kind of filtering and stuff you want happening to almost everything. Yeah, the sound design is really cool, but also it's already as loud in your build-up. So filter it more, make it a little quieter, maybe apply some other effects. Sometimes I resample my basses and like pitch them down an octave with all kinds of stretching algorithms. So you mostly focus on the texture and the rhythm of it, but you don't really get the tonality of it, and then like strongly filter it. And then on the drop, you really, really get to hear them to their full extent instead of having them beforehand already as they are in the drop. Also, the clap is like really short. I kind of expected something like, but that is completely subjective. Bro doesn't have neighbors. You don't need Foresight to do a pre-master. There's an option in FL Studio to just mark all channels and then right-click on this tiny arrow symbol below and route all of these that were going into the master to now go into the pre-master. And you can also sort your mixer channels. So if you have some going through the sidechain, which shall not be affected by that. Goddamn, too much happening at once. Yeah, then you can sort those channels out and make the rest only go to the pre-master. Zef, I cannot enable editing messages because that just means that you can send messages, and I don't want to reopen the channel. But if you do want, you can just send it to me in DMs because yours is next anyway. And then we got Oliver. Beep, 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 beep. Hold up.
Give me space to breathe.
This is heavy as fuck though. I like that. A little too much of the same sound for me. Like you're heavily varying it, but I'm missing call and response, I think. I think layering your vocals like that, like where the loud breathe happens across with the other one, feels a little weird.
Just had enough. I need space to give me space to breathe.
Yeah, compositionally, I really like this. Like this vocal is strong, and your drop is really heavy. If you're going for a house drop, then use house drums. I think this rhythm clap doesn't really fit the double time drum pattern. Yeah, again, I really like this piano melody. Chords are nice. It feels a little too inhuman. And this feels a little too dry. They give it some backing layers, I guess. Some tiny pads or something really far in the back. That's what I'd do. I think I'm going to skip a bit because we have some more people waiting, and I feel like most of my feedback also applies to the second half. I think something went wrong with the tuning there, if you have tuning on it. Otherwise, yeah, just tune that final note, I think. So it stays on the high note. Yeah. That's nice. That feels like the wrong chord. Okay, interesting. I guess it works. Kind of a key change. Alright. You're getting a little bit too unpredictable right there. Like if you do want to have the dubstep bass drop as the call and then the extra tone or whatever, like the fast kick drum feel as a response, then stick to one rhythmical pattern so it stays predictable. What is happening? Alright, no, you're straight up confusing me. I know you wanted to go wild, but maybe have it stick to a more simpler flow right there.
Everything just keeps.
Your vocals are a bit early, like a little too off-grid sometimes. Like the everything, like it's everything, but it should be everything, you know?
Keeps on going on, stuck in an hour, all night long.
Also, I'm so sorry, Hankray. If you're still here, I completely ignored you. And probably, if you meant to send something and you saw the channel was closed, then that's probably a bit sad too. I'm sorry. But yeah, glad to see you.
Think I've just had enough, I need space
I genuinely don't think you need another drop in this tune. Like 6 minutes. What the hell?
to breathe.
Yeah. I've definitely heard enough of this sound. Like, I would probably do this drop, and if you're really attached to that, then I'd have the second half be like house, but I probably would cut out the house stuff, and then have as a second drop, have this as a fake out, and then a straight rhythmic pattern with peak kicks. Like, because concept-wise, this is really cool. Also make sure that your kicks in this part are the loudest and heaviest thing. I feel like your bass has more high end than the kick. And yeah. All my vocal recordings are probably comedy material. How much I randomly start to scream and stuff because I sang the wrong note. Yeah, I totally feel you there. My vocal recording projects are also really, really random. That was a nice outro. Still a bit dry because it's only a piano and this is fairly an electronic song. So I'd expect some more layers there. But nice composition. Thank you for sending. And now we got Oliver. No, we got Iway first. I'm sorry. Made some goofy visuals. Okay. So I don't know how much you can see of this in the stream. But this is beautiful. Thank you for making this. Cool song attempt. That's a long track? 3 minutes. I think that's alright. Beautiful. Oh. I think I want to focus on the violin more. I'd turn it up a bit and like put the flute more in the back and reverb it out a bit more. But that's what I do. And not you, maybe. Super cute. This part confuses me because the kick is fully present, but the snare is filtered. So it feels like very, very weird in between the build and just a ordinary drums drop. I would, from the start of this section, make it absolutely clear if this is going to be a build up, and then filter both. Like maybe give your kick a low cut and your snare a high cut, or both cuts, and then open both filters towards the end. Wait, it's not a build-up. Okay, then just turn up the snare and give it more high end. Like the kick has a really clicky transient, but the snare doesn't. Also, what's up with the hi-hats? They feel like they're pitched down. Yeah, I think that's a fair creative choice. I like that, but they could be more present. So if it's just a verse, yeah, I'm sorry, I noticed too late. Yeah, I'd probably turn up the hi-hats a bit, give them a little bit more high end and take out a little bit of their mids or whatever's below the important area. Drop is empty for now. Okay. Is this where the drop would be? I don't think so. Yeah, it's really empty build-up still, but I think you know. Oh, sorry. Totally forgot about the note. Oh. So you're filtering, you're opening and closing your neuro base a lot, which is cool. But I think you're cutting too much of the high-end information. So if you wanted to like be formamentally interesting, then maybe use a notch filter or use a peak filter or put some OTT on it afterwards and just compress the high end so you still get some of this grittiness left in the high end, because right now it's sounding too low mid focused and too lows focused. This is kind of reminding me of a song called Crystals. I need to look it up. I'm sorry. Oh, it's called Air by Crystal Skies. It's fairly old, but it's a very good reference. Just let me type it in chat. Crystal Skies Air. Yeah, this really sounds nice. This side is just so cute. I think you're still doing a little bit too much with the making everything mono and filtering the whole master. I think there are more creative ways to do fills and transitions. I know it's quite common, but I always try to do something different. Maybe that's your style or whatever, but yeah, subjective suggestion. And I still love that flute. Beautiful. Yeah, in this case where there's no reverby violin, the flute is in focus and therefore I would not turn it down as I suggested earlier. I think it just works. What do you mean? Oh, the transition stuff. Yeah, of course it works. But it's like, you know, transitioning like this was common more than 10 years ago. Like I would have it as a slight effect to enhance the effect of the transition I'm doing, but not make it the main appeal of the transition, if that makes sense. Yeah, anyway, thank you so much for sending. Now we have Oliver here with their third track. And I gotta wrap this up soon because I'm starting to get really tired. And I don't want my feedback to be bad. There's also high pass. Yeah, that's what I mean. Mono and high pass should not be the main appeal of the transition. Like, you can, you know, there are certain things that always work, like adding noise as high end to your super sauce, for example. or transitioning with a filter, with just a filter and making mono, or using a piano as a chord instrument. But these things are really, really common and, in my opinion, overdone. They're not in the main focus of your project, so the most listeners are not going to actively listen, but you can actively notice. But you can also always make your tune more interesting and more worth to listen to by taking more time to think about how you can transition creatively, how you can make your chords be more interesting by using a different instrument, and by adding more interesting textures in the high end instead of just using a plain white noise. You know what I mean? So yes, it works, but it can be more creative. It can be something that sounds more like you instead of what everyone else does and what works. All right, time for the final Oliver submission. I'm excited. I'm ready. Goodbye, Zef. Sick, dude. And that is how it's done. I don't know if we touched on this earlier, but your build-up sounds really processed. I'm only describing what is good about your track, by the way. This is not criticism. It sounds really processed because there's multiband compression, OTT, whatever, saturation happening on your individual instruments, but you're still reserving room for the drop. Like, this is sounding loud and intense. I guess there could be a little bit more in the background going on. Like, this is a fairly generic build-up, but it's all right, it works. And then the drops still has a volume increase. Like, it still sounds fuller than the stuff before. That's super sick. And you also got interesting stuff happening in the background. Only criticism I could offer is, like, at that exact moment when it's not going but it sounds a little bit less strong, a little bit quieter because of the higher note. Maybe add another layer if you want that as a variation, but super nitpicky stuff, probably not that important. Okay. I'm always a big advocate for having more different percussions in your build-up instead of using one percussion and like spamming it more and more. And I think you could do that, but you don't have to. In retrospective, I think there's a tad too much high end on this very processed vocal. Sick. Okay, this is sounding a bit too empty. Like, what are these audience screams? They're like really quiet, and there's not too much happening in these spaces. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, really sick stuff. Thank you so much for sending. And then next up, let me check how many we got left. So we got 10 left in this channel. People who have been waiting for really long, I think. Not necessarily people who are still here. We'll see about that. I think Akudo is still here. Definitely going to check theirs. And Azzy, are you here? Yeah, I think I'm going to just check the ones that are here now. Der Dome, Der Doom, I don't know. Yours is next, and as you're here, let me know, and I'm going to listen to yours too. Okay, so this is released, so I'm not going to be super nitpicky and feedback everything, because it's not going to be changed. That is yours. Nice intro, nice vibe. Looking forward to having some awesome future-based colorways there. You are good pixels, by the way. Yeah, got you. Yours is next. If as here. Oh, I see. Okay. Then let me check a little clearer. Okay. I think so far this is really good. The build-up sounds well produced. I think it's a little generic. That is not meant in a bad way, but it feels like doing stuff that's been done quite a bunch. And that's also why it works. But it will also keep me from streaming the track. That should not be a problem though, because sometimes you got to start out making that stuff, or you got to train that doing that stuff, and it works. Again, you got a consistent melody, you got some consistent chords, you got a very filled build-up. That's great. Unfortunately, your build-up is a little louder though than your drop. You hear? Because you got strings behind your saw stacks and other melodic instruments, and on your drop you're using the same saw stack, but nothing behind it on the drop moment, so it doesn't feel too impactful. Recommendation would be filter your saw stack in the build, filter your build more in general, make your build a little quieter, like volume automated on the master, and did I already say make your saw stack stronger on the drop? Like you can add more different, doesn't have to be saws, but other basic waveforms that have like detune on them. Add a melodic lead to it. The fills are really cool, but I don't think they connect perfectly with the wholesome saw stacks, because they're like dubstep fills, you know? Oops. That was a weird texture. Like, what's happening there? Oh, I think it has some tonality to it, but it's... I think this would be a good instrument to be in the foreground, but it's not currently, so if you want it to be something like that, which I think I'm hearing, then yeah, give it more fundamental. Maybe give it another layer that has the same tonality, so you're making it easy for the listener to focus on that. Yeah, it's an ARP. Okay. Yeah, so mostly what I'm hearing is like knuspriges high-end. And definitely this part is a bit too dry, because you have only your chord stacks and nothing is really reverby. Like usually these future bass drops feel really open and wide because there's a ton of chord stacks happening. And let me pull up a reference. Panda eyes for you. Yeah, so their chord stacks are way more upfront. Their sub has some kind of high-end texture, and they have vocal going on that is like reverby, and then LFO automated, and then sometimes panned left and right. So there's a lot of stuff, there's more stuff going on to keep it interesting. Oops, sorry. That was cool. Yeah, it's definitely too raw here. Give these sounds more processing, more multiband compression, more saturation. Aw. Alright, see you at Kudo. Ah, that was the arc. That's cool. Yeah, I think on your clap you have sidechain where you don't need some. So your main sounds are ducking a little bit too much. Yeah, the kick feels a little mellow, and so I'm mostly noticing the ducking instead of, sidechain should be the sounds feeling shaped around the drums. And right now I'm trying to focus on the sounds, and they're just going away sometimes. Yeah, maybe choose a different kick, maybe make the kick louder, maybe make the clap louder. Maybe process them together like the kick and the clap, make them a little clippy. Yeah, I'm not too sure what you want to go for with this. Glad if it helped. Kind of an eerie way to end the song, but that's alright. Alright, I can't do too many more, so again, sticking to the ones who I see here. I see desks, I see Goody, and anyone else who is still here and wants their song listened to, please let me know. Because my brain, I'm starting to get a little distracted in my thoughts, and I feel sorry for it because I want to give good feedback. You're back, alright. Maybe you can do yours as a third and the final one. For now, we got good pixels. Nice textural stuff. It's a little quiet altogether. And I think the main fundamental thing. You're so not making it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to see.
No time has fixed
Ooh, your vocals.
that I miss the feeling.
A little too strong vibrato on that note. But I miss the feeling. Like there was a weird shake in there.
I miss the sense of everything around me.
You need more air. You need to push a little more. Yeah, breathe in strongly before that note, because you were trying to squeeze out that everything, and therefore you couldn't quite reach it. And I think there's the tuning, the auto tuning, kind of jumping around. Doesn't sound too nice.
Around me, no moment passed without the sound.
Oh, I already did. All right.
Black hole in my head, and I'm feeling lost.
Dude, are you mad? What is going on? This was so chill before, and you rarely have a build up, and then you want to. There's no auto tune on the vocals. Okay, if there's no tuning whatsoever, then I would advise you to do some slight tuning. FL Studio has a pitcher, I think, which is included. It's not perfect, but some notes just sound a little off, unfortunately, and it's totally not a bad thing to make use of that to save you time. Otherwise, you probably could hit that note if you record it like 10 times, but for every note, that is going to be a lot of recording. So just get some tuning. And in this kind of electronic music, it's pretty common anyway to have like highly tuned vocals like as an effect. So there's really nothing wrong with that.
And I'm feeling lost.
All right, a little too noisy for my ears. I really like the sound design you got going on, and I don't like that you have a triplet flow, because beforehand there was no triplet flow, and I definitely try to transition better, like give it a build up. Yeah, some way to get from beautiful, calm, melodic vocals to heavy, distorted dubstep. Oh, 3 hours. Yeah, I see. I'm still going to feedback. But yeah, that's totally understandable. And actually quite impressive to do in 3 fucking hours. That's crazy. Clap / snare sounds weird to me. It sounds like it's a clap and then you added the fundamental. Yeah, not too sure what to suggest here. I probably just choose a different one. What just happened? Oops. I can listen to you guys' collab, that's alright. I think you might be soothing your vocals or like de-essing them a bit. Like Brian could be a little clearer, like how the words are formulated. It's not coming through as clear as it could be, but I'm not too sure about that. But if you have like soothe on it, then I'd be very careful with that on vocals. But I like the lower octave layer a lot. Yeah, you can. Mert. Yeah, probably rather not make it as much OTT, or yeah, not de-ess it so much. Yeah, compositionally, this track is really sick, actually. Sorry if I didn't say that yet. Okay, this kind of feels a little too messy, I guess. It's hard to say for me, because you have like really low rumbly stuff and like clippiness happening, and then you want clear chords at the same time, and I think the clarity of the chords is getting lost a bit. Ugh. Yeah, cool track. Yeah, I'm starting to drift away here and there, so sorry if I didn't catch everything. But I hope my feedback was still worth it. So now we got Ozzy, who was in the chat. So going to listen to yours, and then we got Desks. All right, bye-bye. Upcoming something. I think I know what it is, Azzy. Oh, is it the Hyperbounce one? I think I know which one. Sick. I turn up the drums a bit. Or turn down the rest of it. No, turn up the drums a bit. Or like make them more present. No worries, man. Yes! Absolutely. Really enjoying it. Make this you're introducing like a backing lead layer melody thing, whatever, at the second half, and I was about to say give it some variation in the second half, and then I heard there was something there, but yeah, maybe you can turn that one up a bit so I immediately know it's there. It's like really quiet. I feel like there wasn't too much happening during this fill. I think you wanted to introduce the sound with its rhythm, but it was so filtered that I couldn't really tell where the sound was. So I would probably, I would probably add a layer that is added on top that, like something in the midst. Just for this fill. But this is sexy, man. Yo, what? Laser Blue. Thank you so much. Yes, you can absolutely have feedback on this track. I wasn't sure if I could make it to it, but yeah, I think it works. We probably make this the last one then, because I'm tired. Sorry for the other ones. Yeah, this part is a bit too quiet. It's always hard to find like the balance, because for other tracks I suggest like making the intros and the build a little quieter so the drop stands out the most. But here, this is so quiet, and like if you were listening to this track on car speakers, then this, like driving with a car, then you'd probably not hear anything. What's also like common is to have your intro and verse be at the same loudness, but or like almost as loud, but the intro has a little less high end, and then the drop has the normal amount of high end, not more, but the normal amount. And that way your drop still feels louder and more present, but you don't have to sacrifice that much volume to make the drop stand out more. Yeah, I feel like at this part, the flanger or like phaser or what's ever happening is standing out the most. So I'm mostly hearing, and I think I should be focusing on the drums, and then as a second priority, I should be focusing on the melody you got going there. And yeah, that is kind of reversed. So maybe dial back that effect a bit, and again make the drums a bit louder. Yeah, again, thank you for the donation, Razor Blue. Really means a lot. I am ready. Okay. I thought there was going to be a little bit something different about this. There's been no stress. But it's still a super enjoyable drop. So I really like this. I don't know. Because this first half has like this tonal main sound, the second half, also in the first drop, kind of felt a little less interesting to me because you're just doing chop, 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 chop. I don't know how that would be fixable. Maybe add an R player, like something that is a little bit more clearly tonal, and make it have the same rhythm as the chop, 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 chop. But yeah. Time constraints? Yeah, that's fair. I hope my feedback is still realizable and I'm not speaking this into a void of meaninglessness. Nice texture. Still a bit too quiet. Like, this is so quiet. And pretty long, actually. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's trying to be the haha funny, groovy elevator music bit in the end, but the funny bit is like more than half a minute long, or like whatever this bit is like really long. And for example, I work out to bass music, and I would straight up always skip the outro because that is too long for me, which would be a bummer because it's a fun idea. You can just straight up jump from here to the elevator music and then reverb it out and like lag it out, glitch it out, and have that be like 15 seconds or something, or 10 seconds. That is what I do. But yeah, creative freedom for the win. Oh yeah, desks. Oh no, donation first. And then desks is the final one. And I'm really, really excited to hear this collab. Holy shit. Reflecting, Laser Blue, Hyperspace, Cole, I never heard of, DM8, and I Write, also heard. Rough Whip. All right, what is going to be happening? Nice. Okay. Nice. Bring up the drums more. They're about to come in. Okay. Cool lead. I like this one. Heck yeah. I think you could add like there's this particular, not aim and break, but break sample that has this tambourine on it, like this tick, 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 tick. I think you could add this one here, but as entirely optional and subjective. It's so quiet, guys. What is this? Immediately lost all of the energy that you just built up. Oh, Phil's build-up is still complete. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to judge. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sick. Okay. So in the first half, I felt like the chords weren't really clear. I think I knew the chords because they were the same as in the intro, but I would like them to be a little more clear. Now they're like super clear, to the point where it's a bit resonant. But I like that they're so stereo. But yeah, I would soothe. I would put soothe on these chords. Also, there's a melodic lead, and I, for the love of God, could not focus on it because those chords were taking up way more space in the mixdown. It's kind of your decision what you want me to focus on, but now it is the chords. This is so nice and like really well produced so far. Really enjoying this. Yeah, I know it's the hyperspace tag. I love that they're putting this everywhere. Oh! Heck yeah. The Foley stuff sounds like someone doing mouth sounds like eating. That's a little bit disgusting to my ears. I'm sorry. But otherwise this is really cool. Alright. Sorry about that. Just had to check something. A little too much high end here, maybe. Oh! Heck yeah. Since you're kind of extending the build-up, make sure the listener still knows it's the build-up by adding a riser that starts here. Oh really? I think I know what you mean, Desks, but I like the intro melody because it was recognizable. Surely it wasn't like the most creative melody, but I would remember it. I would rather recommend to like reuse this melody more, like in this part. I'm missing to recognize something that I heard before already. Oh, damn, this is so loud already. I mean, it's like as loud as the drop, but yeah, maybe tame it here a bit so the next drop can still feel impactful. Sick. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing the laser blue influence in this. Yeah, that's cool as fuck, dude. It's a bit too mad for me. Like there's so much going on. I have no idea what to focus on, and it's just wild, and also again a little noisy. But I have found that this is part of your style, and I'm not going to be too nitpicky on it. All in all, this is really well produced. You got some recognizable elements. I feel like it could be a little more cohesive altogether. But yeah, really, really, really cool. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for sending. And with that said, I think we gotta wrap it up for today. I think I remember there was someone in stream today who said they couldn't make it. Oh, it was Shy, but I listened to their submission. So we are on the clear on that. But yeah, sorry to the other ones who I couldn't make it to. And maybe you can be there next time. And thank you for everyone who joined and listened along with me. It was really fun. Thank you to everyone who donated. It really helps. And have a good rest of the day or a good night. Bye-bye.